Hello, my most amazing artists. Here's our second day of weaving. We're going to learn how to weave on straws today using our straws as our loom. So you're going to need 3 straws. You will need some tape. I have 3 long pieces of yarn. They're about 24 inches each. You're going to need scissors. And then you're going to need some yarn to weave with. Now I've cut this into a section. It's probably 36 inches long or so. And you'll need a couple of them after you're all done. So here's our first steps. You're going to take your straws and you're going to tape them together. So I'm going to take a piece of tape, get my straws, and then I'm going to hold them. And you may need somebody to help you hold them. I think I need somebody to help me hold them. And I'm going to tape them together at the top so they lay next to each other, like so. Okay, then you're going to take one of the 3 pieces that's about 24 inches, and I have a bamboo skewer that I'm going to use for this because sometimes this part is tricky. You're going to put the piece of yarn through the straw, and this is where I'm going to use the skewer. The teacher that taught me how to do this actually had her students suck the yarn through this end of the straw, but I think that's a little bit dangerous. So I prefer the skewer where I won't accidentally inhale yarn. There's 1. 2. And a 3rd one. Right through the straw. Oops, didn't quite go through. Here we go. Okay, so once you have them through the end where you taped, you are going to even these up and tie a knot. That way the yarn won't go through the straws. Oops. So I'm going to tie a knot, just like I did in the other video, around my finger, like I'm tying a balloon, and then through. And you want to leave a tail so that if you want to tie this later, you can. Okay, but now, these will not go through the straws. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of tape, and I'm going to tape this down so it stays down. Now, I'm ready to weave. When you weave, we've got to get it started, and the setup of weaving is always the hardest part. So I'm going to take my very first straw and I'm going to tie a knot around my straw so it doesn't go anywhere. Okay? And then later on, I will actually tie this into here when I take it off my loom. Then we are going to weave over and under the straws. So this first one, because it's tied, I'm now going to go under the second straw and over the top of the blue straw. So it's going over the red, under the yellow, over the blue. Now I'm going to go under the blue and go back around. So now it's going over, it's going to need to go over the yellow and then under the red. And then it's going to loop back and go the other way. So it's going to go over the red, under the yellow, and over the blue. And you want to keep pushing it up to make your weave tight. I'm going to go under the blue, over the yellow, under the red, there we go. And then I'm going to push it up. When I run out of yarn, like when I have done this and I've woven it in and out and around all the way, if I run out of this and I want a longer piece, I'm going to take my yarn, find the end, I don't know where the end's at right now, there we go, and then I would just tie a knot in these 2 pieces, a double knot, and then just keep weaving. So if you run out of yarn, it's okay. Okay, so here one more time, and then I'm going to speed up the video. I'm going to go over the top of the red, under the yellow, over the blue, and then it's going to go loop back around the blue. So you're going to circle the blue. So it's going under the blue, over the yellow, under the red, and then circles back around. This takes a little bit of getting used to. This is where you may need some help. Okay, so I'm going to speed up the video and keep going. All right, so here's my weaving. I have finished all the weaving I'm gonna do. So now you have your working yarn here that you have to tie off. So I'm gonna go around this straw again and tie a knot so it doesn't go anywhere. And then the next part is super important so that you don't lose all of your weaving. All right, so I'm gonna untape it from the table. There we go. Untape it from the table. And then remember that this is your tied end. You are going to, you can either cut or take off the tape. My tape is really good tape, so it's hard to get off. Don't cut the yarn. Okay, from here, remember, the setting up and the finishing off of weaving is the hardest. From here, I'm going to push all my weaving towards this knotted end. Do not pull on this. I'm going to push all of my weaving towards that end. And as I do it, as I put my weaving onto that end, it's going to come off the straws. And that's what you want. So it's going towards the knotted end. Then these are going to slide off. Ta-da! This is now your weaving. I'm going to take this end. Once again, I'm going to tie a knot. And push it towards my weaving so it does not come undone. So there is my weaving. Now you can make it into a bracelet. Now see, this is where I had to tie my yarn. You can probably just kind of work that into the weaving. I just kind of pushed it underneath real quick. But there is my weaving. Now you can cut these and tie it, but that's what it's going to make. This one's a little bit trickier than the one we did yesterday, but it sure is cool when it's done. Have fun, guys.